All right. So let's try not to talk on each other for the beginning of the episode.
Uh,
Uh, uh,
let's
All
do
right.
it.
What's up, my friend?
What's up? What's up? What's up? It's good. It's good. It's good. New week. New week. Starting to be cold in Barcelona, to be honest. But except that, it's good.
Yeah,
How are you? How are
good.
you?
It's always so funny because we talk for like maybe 30 minutes before starting the podcast, and then we hit record and we're like, okay, let's try to just say that how we go, how are we doing and all this. And that's so fucking funny. But that's what's going on behind the scene. We've been on the call for maybe 30 minutes, but just getting news and talking about the website and talking about the reviews that we had, which were amazing. Really, really good reviews. Not only like encouragement, but also good critics, ways to improve, all of that. Uh, and for me, I think today that's what I want to talk about. It's just, the subject is going to
What
just come out
critics?
really fast. I know it.
Critics? Critics? You want to talk about critics?
No, no. I like the one you told me about how to be even more naked, even more authentic, like getting the anger out, getting talking about
What we
how
feel?
we're
Really?
well, yeah, that's what we do. We already do it, but we're gonna all. That's what I feel like. I told you what for me being naked was. It's just to peel one layer of the onion after another, and just to get in the habit of doing that. And I think we're pretty good already, and it's just gonna be better. So, what do you think about all that? Tell me.
So the seventh episode, this is where it all goes down. Okay. I'm good with it.
Right after the lunch. Well,
Yeah, you know my position on that. You know, it's I just don't get it. If we go like right on the subject, I just don't get it. It's like, so if we talk about the subject that I was thinking about is this discussion about what is happening on social media, you know, the filtering that we put on our life. People want to be someone, people want to appear to be someone. I mean, we can talk also about dating apps. Like, it's just so funny. I mean, I'm a product manager, right? So I need to understand people. And when you see the profile, you understand the type of people that you're going to talk to. It's like, oh yeah, you know, I love traveling and I want someone that loves traveling. Who doesn't love traveling? Who doesn't love that? Like, it's like, it's like, oh, I love eating. Who doesn't love eating? Like, it's like, yeah, the guy's gonna arrive on a date, you know, the girl is gonna arrive on the date, is gonna be like, you know what, traveling, nah, don't like that. Don't bring me to
it,
Paris. Don't bring me to Mexico. Like, I ate that. New York, not for me.
Now eating, fuck that shit. You can have your
Yeah.
meat if you want, but I'm gonna just eat that pill, which gonna give me all this. I fucking hate eating.
You know what is funny also is because we're a French, so we don't pronounce our H's. So when you say like I ate eating, we're gonna say like eat, like ate, like eating, like eating, eating.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's really true. The th and the h for
Yeah.
French people are really hard to do. That's something we have naturally in our language, like the and also in Spanish. I'm learning Spanish at the moment, and Jamie with her um, uh, Spain Spanish, she really pronounced the c like a th, like a th in English. So I never understand when she's talking that way, but yeah, let's just not drift. And you
Yeah.
see,
But
first, I would really like to thank everyone that took the time to give us some uh, thumbs up reviews, critics, bunch of cool people that just, I mean, some of them almost got me crying with how nice the review was. So that's just fucking amazing. It's the first time we do a launch of something public like that, and I think
yeah.
both of us were really touched by that, and it just pumped us to continue and to do it even
Yeah,
more.
I'm just going to do my plugging in there for the launch and everything. I want to thank Hélène Bataille, and you can contact her if you want. Like she did all our all our
Oh yeah.
iconography, branding, and everything. This is why it's so awesome and all that. With a red, with a naked like that is a bit inclined. Our pictures together and everything. Like she put us together, but it looks like it was taken in the same room, which was not.
Nope.
But yeah, thanks to all the people that put like reviews or sent me messages. Cedric, Kella, Vidrana, just amazing reading what you have done and what you have said about us. Like, yeah, it made me almost cry.
Yeah, I was wondering if you would be telling about our designer at some point. I told you about it. Like I'm so happy that she helped us. We have an amazing design, and it just went super fast, super just perfect. It helped us launch really fast, and thank you so much, Ellen. So yeah, that said, so that's what's behind the scene, and that's. Oh yeah, some people. I think I got some comment that people were wondering if it was really one take. Well, it's kind of hard to prove, but I think you gotta trust us on that. We are challenging ourselves to do one take episode, and the sister of Jamie told us, like, I heard her on the call with her family, and she said, like, but what do you do if like it just doesn't work at all, and that's just a discussion that like is just gonna be the worst episode of your life. And I was thinking, well, that's gonna be the worst episode of Naked. That's
but
it.
that's the thing.
That's the truth.
That's the
Like
thing.
that's exactly what we want.
But that's the thing. It brings us a bit to our point, which is, I know we talked I don't remember, like, but we talked about being natural and everything. But that's the thing about having no filter. We say that our podcast is unscripted, unfiltered, uncut. Okay, we cut a little bit, but soon there will be the videos, and I cut less on the video. You will see how it works, especially the beginning of the episode. But that's the thing. It's about, I think, I like what we're doing, and I know like it's a bit like judging what I'm doing, so which is a bit weird, is the fact that we're not trying to play something. We're just being who we are, the way we are, and we are not trying to be someone else, which is, I feel right now people want to be too much. They won't be so much appreciated and approved by people around them, or by people that they didn't know that they're ready to do things that are not them. And this is what is crazy for me, and we can go like at the point where it's like, these videos that you have on the internet where people are like, oh yeah, you don't like your life, you too, you want a pool, you too, you want to work from an amazing resort like I am, and you want a beautiful car or a plane, just follow me and give me your email, I will tell you how I made money. Yeah, no, if you want the fakest video, this is the fakest video that you can have. But that's kind of my point, it's about,
And it's so good.
Yeah.
Go.
Well, I'm waiting for you, Javier.
We're gonna have a nice funny episode because we have a little lag and I can see it. So it's just gonna make funny moments. You're really right. You're fucking right, man. That's the fakest video, but it's so weird because we are always tempted to click on them and to just see all the way to the moment where he sells you a $2,000 package to give you some information about how he did. But then maybe 1% of everyone that buy really is able to apply what he applied, or it's just bullshit. But yeah, let's just come back. It's funny. I feel like we're doing another take on what is naked, and even, well, a better one because all our setup is better. But it's not going to be that. It's just that I feel it's about talking even more about what to be real, to be naked, and what are we really doing. And just one point is that you said that we were doing some cuts, and I don't want to advertise that we do uncut if people thinks think that we're doing some cut, and I just want to make sure that the cut that we're doing is only the beginning part where we talk in
when
French
it's
or
in
where we haven't
French,
started.
but I'm
And
leaving
then
some of the video on
the
YouTube. You
oh
don't
yeah,
know
oh, yeah,
that. You don't know
you
that
see,
yet, but I'm
and
leaving some.
the end part, the end part, and because we don't record, we both record our local audio on our computer, so we don't have a sync problem with the internet. But sometime he doesn't start at the same time as me, so at the end we don't have the same length. So basically, it's just the tiny bit at the beginning, tiny bit at the end, but there's never any cut from the moment we say hi and from the moment we say bye at the end.
True,
So that's
true.
that's said, that's clear. What we want is to do a live episode in a podcast way, so that we can do a little intro and a little highlight moment that we like to do, and the rest is live.
We never know, but I want maybe to put them live on Instagram one day and be even more, apparent to people. So
Yeah.
that, I
Yeah.
know you don't like social media, but still.
In fact, Phil is really pushing for it to be even more live, even more naked, and I'm totally up for it. So yeah, he has the best partner to do that, because I'm totally he's even gonna record a small video to put live. All right, so let's come back to the subject, and I would suggest you something. It comes from the critics, and I thought about that also in the past week. For me, it's really about anger. It's about being pissed. It's about anger. What?
Sorry,
I don't
what
know
do you
where
mean?
to start with that, but
I don't get
I'm
it.
not sure I know where to start with that. But it's more about, should we be angry? Should we really get our anger out? Because it's a tricky point. Like, when you're being naked, you want to let your emotion be. And for me, it always makes me think of the Pacific Warrior, the book, which is exactly the let's say the theme of the book, is that the Pacific Warrior in the book, they live their emotion, but it's in a flash like that. If you're angry, you just let it out, and then after that you come back to your normal balance state. So I think in our world, a lot of the filter that are out there and a lot of bullshit that is out there is to try to keep a balance in your emotion. It's to try to not put out there too intensively your emotion. And one of them is really seen as bad is anger. So is anger really bad? That's for me. If
Is
it
it
talks to you,
so? Yeah, just a question before, because you said something like, you said like it's to put the balance and everything, and you put like those filters because. So I just want to be sure, like, do you think we put these filters for others, or do you think we put these filters to? So sorry, I'm gonna change the question. Do you think we're putting these filters to protect ourselves, or do you think we're putting these filters for being accepted by others first, before
both.
talking about anger? It's funny, I feel it's more to be accepted. When you look on social media and everything, this is what we talk about, the guy, that is showing that he has a life of a billionaire when he's renting everything, like, or when we are talking about these people that are always on vacation on Instagram, or we are talking about, I don't know, like, as I said, people that go on date and they put like, like there is these guys, like, because I see my friend and I see sometimes their accounts, and there is guys that put pictures of them with a puppy, and you know why? That's total manipulation, because they don't have a puppy, but most of them don't have a puppy. They have a puppy because girls love dogs and they love puppy, so they're gonna find it cute. It's like, it's total manipulation. It's like, I'm putting that because I know I'm gonna get something, but it's not me. I eat dogs. It's like, the person, I don't eat dogs. I love dogs. I had a dog, but it's and this is why I'm saying, like, people are playing a game, So I get your point about being angry and having all these emotions and all that, but I feel that sometimes the filter is like you're trying to play a game too much. So it's not really to protect yourself, but I feel it's more, I don't know. I just yeah.
Well, I think that at the bottom of the two sides is fear. Both are come out of fear. Taking putting a filter on your anger, on your emotion, is by fear of not being accepted, or to not fit in,
Rejected.
or to reject. Yeah,
Rejected.
rejected. But let's give an example. You totally know about Gary Vaynerchuk. I think
Yeah,
that's
Gary
how we
V.
say his
Gary
name.
V.
Gary V. Well, I don't. I haven't listened that much to his
Oh, I did.
content in the
I did.
past years, but I remember that I was following him a bit at the beginning when he really started. And for me, he really have an angry type. Like when he talk, he's like he shout, and he's really going fast, and he's almost like passionately angry.
Mm-hmm.
Angry. It's funny. I put H when there's none, and I put no H when there's when there should be one. I always do that. So that's also something I wanted I wanted to bring, is the line between passion and anger, and what should we not be angry? Should we just stay, okay, I'm gonna be zen and I'm gonna talk just slowly on the podcast, and I'm not gonna swear, and I'm not, or to be really real is to show all your emotion, and anger is an emotion. I believe that so many people have anger within themselves that they
Yeah,
just
totally.
repress.
Totally. Like, just I'm telling you, like, it's so funny. Okay, I'm gonna talk again about apps because it's the way that you meet the people for first time, and you get, whether you get a fake, first meeting, whether you get a real first meeting, all the people have something to think about. The people that are putting pictures, why are these guys putting pictures of them half naked? Why are they putting pictures with that? Or the girls, it's exactly the same thing. So people are real. They're pissed about a lot of stuff, and obviously, very stuff that are like a bit, who cares, in a certain way, but it touched them internally. And very stuff that is obviously, people right now that are pissed about governments, about, what is happening with racism, what is happening against, repression against women, violence and everything. So because, with the lockdown, it brought also some stuff, and domestic violence, for example, went up. And this is totally normal, I believe. But I think there is a certain way to show stuff, not, first of all, not being pissed at everything, because otherwise you're just pissed. That's it. Uh, you're just pissed in life. But I think for the way, you took Gary Vee as an example in the way he speaks, I believe it's really passion. Now, people take that as anger, but I think he's just passionate about the stuff. He lives so much with stuff that it comes out so passionate. So, and yeah, it's a perception. It's not, it doesn't bother me. I believe in everything that he says. I
But
take
you
some
see,
out. Yeah, go for it.
yeah,
Sorry.
but you see, it comes at you like passion, and that guy, I mean, if you analyze it looks like anger, but it come across as passion because he's being fucking real. And
But
I
it's
love
because,
that about him.
but
He's
it's
being so
because,
real.
yeah, but it's because, he comes as passion because is be who you are. I don't care about that. Be who you want to be. I'm not going to judge someone because they're true. If they're like that because that's the way they are, that's fine. I'm going to take the example because I know, and also, like, you're going to love this example. I worked in companies. I'm not going to talk about the people, but I work in companies, and you have in companies, this type of people that are a bit social justice warrior kind of stuff, and they're always like angry at stuff, or because why we don't have more women in the company, why we don't. And the thing that I hate generally about those people, and I'm honest about that, is that, for example, we had this person, this cleaner that was coming to clean the office, right? And they don't even say hello to the guy, and the guy is cleaning their mess. And we don't say hello to the guy. And for me, it's a basic thing. It's like, this is a guy. Yeah, it's his job, but he's still a human being and he's cleaning your mess. Yeah, it's his job to clean your mess, but really, was it really difficult to take your cup, to take your glass and bring it downstairs to the sink? Was it really difficult? Let's be honest.
Oh
Taking
yeah,
your mug, you
people
do
are
that at home.
such jerks sometimes.
And they don't say hello to the guy. And I'm like, they don't even talk to the guy. I don't even know if they know his name. And for me, it's basic stuff. It's basic stuff like that. And it's almost like people get pissed at those ideas. Like, it's so crazy that we're still like that. But when it's just like something they can do, they don't do it. And this is what I mean by not being true. So when I hear with people being like social justice warrior and trying to change the world, I'm like, yeah, whatever. You're losing all the credibility that you have just by not saying hello to a guy that is coming to clean your mess. For me,
Yeah,
it's just
exactly, man. Exactly. And what is really fun is that most of the time they think about it. They will think to say hello to the guy, but they just something will stop them from doing it. And if I take I'm like you, I would be something in me would push to say hello to that guy, because for me that's basic, that's normal, and he's cleaning my mess. And another real life example that I had a couple of days ago. So me, in where I am right now in that Mexican city, there's a kind of a lot of people that are poor on the street also. And when you eat out at a restaurant outside, you always have these old people or super young child. Like, I think the child is the most heartbreaking, but super old people that come and ask for money. But there's a lot of them, and sometimes, so I like to. I'm always torn between should I help them in their begging because I feel I'm reinforcing their victimness and whatever, or should I just, who am I to judge? And I have some pesos and I could give them to them. So I'm always torn between those concepts. But let's talk about that example. There was an old man. He came and he asked for money, and I said like, no thanks, and he just stayed there. And he asked a couple of more time, and then the manager of the restaurant said at some point like, go away, man. But just right, just the first time he asked, I wanted to give him some. And then that was my true me. My true me was like, dude, you want some pesos? I'm gonna give you some pesos. But something stopped me. And then I was there, and as I was seeing him getting kicked out by the manager, inside of you, it's like not even 50 cents. And that guy he didn't look like a drug addict on the street. Like he was walking with a cane, and he really looked like someone who would love to have 10 pesos to eat something. And then, because of what we're doing, like the nakedness and all that, while he was walking away, I was thinking, and I thought to myself, my first impulse was to give him money, and I didn't. I'm such a fake. Why am I not giving him a couple of pesos? That was my first impulse. My true self wanted to give him some. So I said,
is it your true self, or is it your savior pattern that is coming back?
no, because I know I would not save him at all. Like, I just a little help down the road. But that's a good point. But I don't think that's that. So I just finally I just got up, and I walked all the way to him, and he was not walking very fast with his cane, so it was really not hard to reach. But then I came and I said, "Hey, man, would you like some help today?" And he said yes, and I said, his 10 pesos would be fine for you. And what's your name? And his name was Salvador, and he asked for 1 pesos, and I give him 10, and you should have seen his eyes. He was like, oh my God, he ran to give me 10 pesos. He was so happy. And I know we're like, you should tell me, yo man, we're talking about anger, like
No.
stop getting
No.
away
Because
on other
all the
things.
emotions,
But
are good. Because there you felt guilty, and so you went to sing. So I want you to continue.
I'm glad that you put that out, because it's not what happened. I didn't feel guilty of not giving him money. I felt fake to myself, because I knew that my first impulse, I knew that my first decision, the first answer of my heart, as I like to say, was to give him some money, and I didn't, and I felt like a fucking fake. And then I went. It was not guilt to not give him money, because there's so many people that come and ask money all the time. I just felt that time. I always follow my feeling the best I can. And that time I felt I should have had, and I didn't. So I just went back. And I'm no savior. I'm no, like, I don't say that to be a good person. I don't care. It's more to talk about the filter, the the mask, and the thing we don't do for some reason. Like we were talking about the guy that clean your mess, and he comes and you don't say him hello. Why? A hello in the person's life would mean so much, and especially maybe look up to you because you're all super high in their office and he's just the janitor or whatever. And that's funny. We talk a lot about janitors.
No,
in the
you
episode.
talk a lot about
Only
janitors.
7 episodes, I think we talked about janitors.
You have a problem with
like
that.
3 or 4 times.
But it's not. But that's the thing. It's not about being higher up or anything. You know, at the end of the day, we're all the same people. It doesn't matter. I think I got the question from a friend the other day, and she was like, "Should I put makeup to go on this date?" And you know, I know it seems that there is no link in that, but there is a link. And it's like, for me, my question was like, what does it feel for you to put makeup on? Do you feel better?
Oh.
Do you feel better by putting makeup on? And she was like, yeah. Then if you're doing it for you, that's good. You know, it's exactly like Gary Vaynerchuk. You know, if his way to express himself and to feel heard is being passionate like that, and being like true like that, and being no filter, and because he says a lot of fuck and a lot of, you know, is really a lot of people have been, oh, you shouldn't say that too much. He doesn't care, because it's like that's me. This is who I am. Okay, I'm talking like that during the day. I'm gonna talk like that on camera. I'm not gonna change because I'm on camera. And I'm not going to give you a polished version of me. You're going to get, I mean, a Polish is, no, I think it's Ukrainian, so it's fine. I'm not going to give you a polished version of me. I'm going to give you the real Gary V. And it works because it's that the way it is. I think you should do things for you. I'm not saying you shouldn't care about what people think, because first of all, it's a lie. Everybody cares about what people think. That's been proven by research. It's also because very certain people, like for example, when my friend texted me and said like, look, we listened to you guys, it was so funny. And you know, this text that I got from Vajana, like I got almost tears in my eyes, because she's really close to me. She's a really close friend, and I care about what she says. I care about what you say. I care about what my close friend would say. Now, someone that I meet in the street, someone that I meet in one date, do I really care? No, because they have no emotional impact on me. So I can be angry with them. I can say whatever I want. And now I'm more and more, you know, myself, also because of this podcast and everything. So all the emotions for me is not just anger. All the emotions, you know, if you want to be generous, if you want to love, if you want to care, if you want to, you know, help people, if you want to be angry at things, be who you are. That's the point. Don't put any filters. It doesn't matter. I know it sounds like a conclusion, but that was not meant to be.
Amen to you, Phil. That was yeah, that's exactly what it is. I love it, and I love to see you shine on the podcast like that. I remember like the past discussion that we had before starting that adventure, and like let's say in the past 2 years, and I never heard you talk with that fire, and I really love to see that. Because, and I feel that.
Yeah.
Shall I go?
No, continue. Sorry.
I just feel that this platform of the podcast is bringing us an arena where we can be ourselves, really, where we can perform, but not perform like we're acting, but just perform as our true self. You know that you often hear that thing that like either in life you're on the court or you're in the stands, and
Mm-hmm.
and by doing this podcast, I just feel we're being right on the court, performing at our nature true self. And I fucking love that. And I fucking love to see you like that. And I would have never thought that this little text that I sent you to start a podcast the next day out of the blue would have brought all of that into action. That's just freaking amazing. But yes, I love what you say. And I love, in a way, it's funny because in a way, I feel sometimes we're talking about the same concept. It's always turning around being yourself. But at the same time, I want to hammer it in people's mind because that's exactly what Naked is about. That's exactly what it is. Everything that we talk about, everything that you feel in your life, everything that all the questions you have and all the answers you are looking for, all of that, if you are being more yourself, if you remove one filter at a time, if you're doing, if when you think something is right and you do it, you're being more yourself. If you think something is wrong and you do it, you're being less yourself. If you think something is wrong and you don't do it, something is wrong. Oh, I already said that. Whatever. But but yeah. So the more so you should just what you think. And if it is to be angry, let's come back to the anger. If sometimes you have that anger inside of you and you are not putting it out there, you are hurting yourself. And I'm gonna plug a quote of my mother, okay? And it's in French. I'm gonna translate it the best I can, but it's she told me that a couple times when I was, I don't know, maybe that thing a couple times, and it never sank in. I never really understood what she was meaning, or I rationally I knew, but I didn't make me any activation inside of me or something like that. And then I finally realized, and she said, really, really simple. It's like, what you don't express, impress. And it's probably a really bad translation because impress, I think in English means like to impressionate, or, but I mean it in
Yeah.
a way,
What is in
I meaning
what
that,
is in
I mean
French?
it,
What is in French?
yeah, in French is ce qui ne s'exprime pas s'imprime. So what it means is what is not expressed is printed
Yeah, it's better.
until until it's expressed. So basically, if you don't express your emotion, they are being printed inside of you at your cellular level, and they're gonna stay there. On the only way you can remove them from your fucking body is to express them. It's like an emotion in its nature is to be expressed. Like a flower, like a seed is in nature is supposed to become a flower or a tree. An emotion in its nature is to be expressed. So if you don't express it, it's gonna print somewhere inside of you until you express it. The only way to remove it is to express it. And and I I think the more you repress and the more emotion are printed inside of you, the less you are yourself, because you have a habit of just letting letting everything print inside of you. And yeah, it's just you got to get these things out, and anger is one
So
of them. Anger
so
is
if
really seen
you
as bad, but
yeah, but not necessarily just anger, but I just wanna accentuate your point because I love it. And also it makes me remember the quote that you took from Nelson Mandela last time about lies. You know, that you said like lying is like
yeah,
you're trying to poison someone. That I don't remember the quote that was, I mean, you know it better than me. What was the quote, sorry? But
yeah,
Nelson Mandela, because
it's
it
not
makes me
about lie.
remember the same.
it's not about lie, it's about resentment. So when you
Yeah.
have resentment or hate towards someone, so like having resentment for someone is like drinking poison, expecting the other one to die.
Okay. And so this is why I wanted to accentuate that with that quote also, and bring it back, because I did the quotes today, so that's why I remember this one. So for you, like, it's like you believe that each time that you have a negative thought and you're putting inside, or each time you have a positive thought and also you're putting it inside, you're basically creating a sort of equation inside of you that decide whether you're more negative or more positive.
I don't know. That's a good question. I think
Because I
I think to be
believe it
yourself
is.
and to be free and to feel light. Yeah, go on.
I no, it's
I want to know why.
it's because I believe it is, because when you're obviously, when you're going to go out in the world and you talk to people and you try to be yourself, people are going to judge you. People are going to judge you for a simple reason, is that they're too coward to be that way. So they're going to try to bring you down, because that's the goal of it. They're going to try to bring you down, to bring them at their level. That's the thing is going to happen. So when you go out there, you're basically in the jungle. Imagine that in the jungle and you have to survive. This is why one of the best quality you can have is resilience if you go through that path. And it's not easy. It's really not easy. I'm not going to talk about, toxic people and all that.
Man.
This is another discussion. But I'm just talking about what you just said, which is like, I believe that the more you put stuff inside where you're like, for example, you hear someone being, you hear someone saying an idea about, I don't know, maybe it could touch something like really hard, like racism and all that, and you don't say anything. In French, we say qui ne dit mot consent, so which is like who doesn't say anything agree with it. I think like you're killing yourself a little bit. It's like you're almost stabbing a little bit, and this is why I wanted to ask you the question, do you believe that putting this negative thought inside is killing basically who you are a little bit more, pushing yourself more a bit down, and so it's harder to get it out?
Yeah, it's just you're burying yourself under a pile of shit. That's that's just what it is. And inside of you, you have a true you, your true unique self that inside of you, and every time you're repressing something, or not even that, like if you are really bad with yourself, if you beat yourself up and say like, oh, no, you're not good because of that, whatever, everything that you do, all the emotion that you bring inside is just burying yourself. I'm gonna talk with personal experience. I have never felt as light and free and happy that by being myself more. Since last year, that's the only thing I've done. I've said to myself, fuck everything else than what you are. And keep that at the core of it. At the core of your next adventure is stop trying to be someone that maybe you're not. Sometimes you don't even know that you're not that. You're looking up to some idol. You want to be this way. You want that one, but it's just not you. And you're trying to change. I think that's going to be another subject, but I'm just going to touch super quick on it. Is that every time that you think that you need to change, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Because you're already you. You just don't see it, or you don't accept it, and you don't leverage everything that you are. It's to accept all of you, of you. It's not, oh, that thing about me is nice, that thing about me is down, it's not nice, I think, and say, okay, I'm like that, and I'm gonna be more of that. And by being more of that, what's gonna happen is that everything that fits with you is gonna come closer to you.
Yeah, but I understand
And that's
people.
really
Yeah, but Matt, I understand people. They're gonna listen to you and they're gonna be like, yeah, but you know, it's really hard. Like I get rejected by my lovers, my partner. I get rejected by my friends or by people that I meet in the street, or I lose my job. You know, it's really hard. Like life out there, it's not easy. So how do I deal with that? Because saying beautiful things, it's cool. You know, like there is nothing against virtue, obviously, and saying like you have to be better yourself. That's true. But at the same time, you know, you're influenced by all the people around you, obviously, and you get all this, you know, as you said about Gary Vaynerchuk, but he's like putting it himself out there, like being angry, and other people think, oh, he's angry.
yeah.
Where, you know, on the other side, I'm like, he's passionate. That's fine by me. I don't.
But you know what? But you know what? That's a fucking lie. That's a
What?
lie that people tell themselves, because what is really hard? It's way harder to go through life by not being yourself. You
Yeah,
just
but I
don't
don't.
know it. If you
I
haven't
don't.
been yourself all your life,
I, I,
oh,
I, I don't agree with
well,
you because if you have been like, for example, if you're, there is a difference, right? Like, for example, when you listen to Will Smith and what he's succeeding in doing, he said himself, like his parents said all the time, you can be whatever you want. You can be whatever you want. How many parents do that? I know so a lot of parents that said, because I saw it with my friends and all that, oh, you're not good at school or you're not good at anything. So when you grew
mhm.
up like that and your brain is influenced like that, you know, it's really hard to find your value because it's like you still have that in your brain that tells you, yeah, you know what, I'm not good enough.
Well, I'm gonna we're naked on that podcast, and I'm gonna say the truth. The more fucked up you are, the longer it's gonna be to be happy. That's the
Mm-hmm.
real truth. You won't never see that on the internet on the 12 ways to be happy and buy my thing and I gonna make you happy. No, just face the fucking cold truth. The
In 10 days.
more you fucked up you are, and the more your parent make you feel like shit, and the more you haven't been yourself all your life, the harder and the longer it's gonna be. But is it impossible? No. And it should be your number one priority, and you can do it. You can do it. It's just, yes, it may be hard, but at the same time, remember that the more fucked up you are, the more resilient you are, because you've had to go through a
Mm-hmm.
lot of shit to be here today.
Yeah, that's true.
And
That's true.
and 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 peace to all the person that tried to do it and just didn't succeed and ended up killing themselves or whatever. But if you're still here today and you're fucked up, you have that resilience and
Anyway,
you
we're all,
can go
by the way,
all the way to be your to be happy.
just want to make
What?
you laugh. I just want to make you laugh. I say that to all my dates. I say anyway, it's not are you fucked up or not, it's just to know how much, because we are all fucked up. That's it. That's just how much. That's just the level that we have to know. Are you crazy? It's not a yes or no, it's just the level of craziness. That's the only thing we have to know. I'm crazy, you're crazy, everybody's crazy. Let's be okay with that. If you agree with that everybody's crazy, you know, that's okay.
that that's that's a therapy. That's a fucking therapy. Like, that's exactly what it is. I think people should focus on that a lot, because in this world, everything you see on social media, you're being told you should be good, great, perfect, whatever. But never you see that everyone lives in this, in their own mind, in their own world, and compared to another person, you're always crazy. Everyone is fucking crazy. But what is crazy in a way? It's always crazy relatively to something else. So if you don't care about that something else, just be yourself. And it's you got to expect being, you got to expect having people that in their reality, you're not going to fit with them by being yourself.
And that's
for
okay.
sure.
That's super okay. And get rid of those people.
That's
Get
super
rid of those
okay.
people as fast as possible from your life. This is like, I don't want to talk about this because it's almost like another stuff, but get rid of those people from your life.
Yes, totally. And get rid of them, yes, but don't put them in a box like they're wrong. Put them in the box as, the more people thinks that I'm weird when I try to be myself. If on the other side, I have other people that love me even more because I'm being more myself, or a longtime friend that say to me, "Oh wow, you shine, you look amazing. Like, what's going on with you?" Well, the other person that doesn't fit on that, or that just go away from you because now you're being yourself, you gotta view that as a proof that you're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Because if you try to please everyone, which a lot of people are, and I was doing that before, if you are a people pleaser, I can assure you that you are not being yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You
I
think
think
you are.
I don't remember where I read that, but Mother Teresa was saying at the end of her life that she shouldn't have tried to help everyone because she was miserable at the end.
Ooh.
Because it's like, you can't help everyone, you can't be accepted by everyone, and all
interesting.
That. So, it's just, that's the way it is. That's the way it is. You can't be accepted by everyone. You are not compatible by everyone. You have to understand that. And that's okay. That's okay. You just have to accept it. I'm not saying, like, as you said, put them in a box. It's just that, you know what? It doesn't work with that person. Let's move on. Because there is another person that you will fit with even better. It makes me remember a quote from Les Brown. I love Les Brown. I don't know. I know that we talked about him. He has this book, like Living Your Dreams. And I think he said multiple things in his book, and I have like different quotes from him. But I think it's like what we just talked about is that he says, like, what someone thinks of you doesn't have to be your reality.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly that, which is like, what someone that you maybe know or don't know, maybe it's your family, what they think of you doesn't have to be your reality. This guy, I say this guy's much older. The speaker, if I remember his story, it was said that he was, at school, that he was late in terms of brain, because he was not as efficient as everybody. And I think one teacher changed his life because he said, you arrive at I don't remember at what theater or whatever. And he said, oh yeah, but I'm like that. And his teacher said, I don't want to hear anymore this thing from you and coming from out of your mouth, because that's the thing he says, like, what someone thinks of you doesn't have to be a reality. And he joins your point, he joins your point about what you're saying.
But I would love to talk on the next podcast.
Go for it.
Oh, we have a
yeah,
that's great. What I love to talk on the next podcast is how hard we are with ourselves.
Yeah.
All the shit that we say to ourselves in our mind, and how bully we are to ourselves. And I'm sure that I'm not alone in that. I'm sure.
Yeah, but that's okay. If that's your way to become
people.
But we are all different. If that's your way to become better, that's your way. If it's for you, why not? What I mean is the fact that when we say be yourself. First of all, I'm gonna do a quote from Matt Schweinar again, because I don't know. I'm sitting. You told me, I asked you a question. I remember one day I asked you a question: is that how do you deal with the stuff that is happening, and even it pisses you off? And you say you just have to accept the way they are, right? Thing is what happened in your past, and everything is the past. Don't dwell on it. Accept the way they are. You are what you are right now. Accept it. That's the first point. Once you have done that, you can work on it afterwards. So this is for the match winner part. But that's the thing. You see, like, for example, I was in startups, right? So startups, everybody sees the guy in hoodie with a t-shirt and all that. I was not dressing up like that. I was dressing with jeans, smart, like kind of a smart class with small waistcoats or that kind of things. And sometimes was wearing a small tie and a shirt every day and all that. And some people say to me, "You don't look like you work in startup." So first of all, what does that mean? You don't know. It doesn't look like you work in startup. First of all, it's like, and second, I do that for myself. I don't do that for someone else. I felt good when I wear a shirt. I felt good when I wear something like that. I feel good because I train. I feel good. I feel more confident. I feel like I'm wearing an armor. Everything for me is like it's almost my armor when I go to the world. It's me. I'm on a battle. I'm gonna take the hero journey again, putting my equipment on, and I'm going there. I don't know if you have some tricks like that, but what is that you do? And just to explain to people, because I wanted to give that example about training, about eating well, about meditating, about the clothes that I wear, about my haircut, this bear. What do you do on your side? That you can say to people, this is what I do personally for me. That seems completely stupid for other people, but it's for me. But I feel better if I do it.
Well, I'm gonna first say the process that goes in my mind about these things, because I think that's important that people do the process and they don't reproduce what we do for ourselves. Doesn't mean it's not gonna help you, but you need to make sure that it's your own answer. So for me, what I do is that I listen to, when I say like what makes me feel good or what do I want to do right now, I listen and I just act on the answer. That's the process. So a lot of the time, my answer are, let's just take an example. Right before I came here to sat on the podcast, it has been raining for a week here and it's fucking cold. And today it's sunny, but I was super going fast to do my breakfast and all this to be ready to record a podcast. And when I came out, I think it was 2 minutes before 10, and I didn't really at the time, but the sun was shining so much that I just, inside me, I felt, I want to take a 5 minute of sun right in my face, and then I'm gonna be grateful. So I just went on the terrace, I dropped my mate in my bottle, and I stood there straight at the sun, and I felt the warmth on me. I took my hand, put them at my heart, and I just meditated for 5 minutes, my eyes closed, looking straight into the sun. And I just said, thank you. Thank you so much for bringing to me the life that I'm having right now. I'm so grateful for Phil. I'm so grateful for the podcast. I'm so grateful for Jamie. I'm so grateful for Martin. I'm so grateful for to be in that city. I'm so grateful that I'm not in the snow right now. And I just thought about everything that I was grateful of in a 5 minute window, right at looking at the sun. And when I felt I was done, I just took my thing and came back, and I was 2-3 minutes late to the podcast. But
gratefulness is a big thing for you, huh? Gratitude, because it's not the first time you talk about that. So.
No, that's a big part of my life.
So let's say tomorrow I want to start gratefulness. I did it already, but I just want to say for people that are listening, necessarily, like, where do you start? Do I take a book? Because people are not used to do that. They make think it's silly. How do you start? What is the first thing they can do tomorrow or tonight? They take whatever time.
Well, the first thing you got to do if you want to start being grateful is to understand that you can be grateful for anything. There's no right or wrong. You can be grateful that something really bad happened to you. You can be grateful for something really good happening to you. Being grateful is just a state of acceptance of what is. So if you want to be grateful, you don't need to do anything else than close your eyes and think about something you want to be grateful for. That's it. And the first thing that popped to your mind, you transform it into a sentence about being grateful. If I close my eyes and I'm like, what am I grateful for? And the first word that comes to my mind is breathe. Then I say, I'm so grateful
Well, okay, you could have said me right now. I was thinking about this podcast, but that's okay.
for this breath.
I lost you. You're back?
Yeah. It's also just take one word and you put, I am so grateful for that word. That's it. That's super, super easy. For me, it is. I've been doing it for you. Maybe it's just going to piss you off. You to be grateful, try it. But you can be grateful to be pissed because it's an emotion. It's being you. You can be grateful for, oh, wow, I tried to do something and I didn't like it and I got pissed. I still have to, and oh, I'm not good enough and I'm not being able to be grateful and all that shit. No, if you don't feel like it, just don't do it. If you want to be happy, just do more of what make you feel good. If it's gratefulness, do it. If it's training, do it. If it's having a good haircut, do it. But always make sure that on the back, you're not doing things that you think are not good. If I have this burger in front of me and in the back of my mind, it says to me, oh, I would love to have a vegan plate. But then I see that burger and I'm like, oh, I'm going to have it and enjoy it. Well, that's where it's wrong. If you think something is wrong and you do it, you're hurting yourself.
Yeah, but it depends why you think it's
good,
wrong.
Even if
depends why you think it's wrong again.
No, it's not important. No, it's not
important.
Yeah,
because again, that's influence of other people is bad.
Okay, yeah, that's another point.
If
you want to go deep and go, if you want to stare at your burger for 30 minutes because you're doing an analysis of your belief in front of it, you can totally do that. But
you know what?
It may be cold when you want to eat it.
But you know what? Like for people that are even in couple and everything, I have a thing for you. Like we are 1 month approximately from Christmas. Starting from today, take a jar, take Post-it note, put what you're grateful for life or for your partner. Do 2 jars if you want. You have 1 month, 30 Post-it approximately. At Christmas,
I love it.
Open that, read it with your partner. Or read it for yourself if you're alone or with your friends, Think about something, start that. I'm going to start it. I'm going to play the game. I'm going to start it also. You're going to see I'm going to start it.
Oh,
I don't have Post-it. I'm going to arrange that. But seriously do it. Seriously do it.
Those little things that seem silly are so powerful. So powerful.
For me, it's like training, is that training is not, it's like brushing your teeth or training. Brushing your teeth and everything, everybody knows it's good for you, but nobody sees the result, right? Because you brush your teeth 1 time, it doesn't say anything. But it's like training, I know that right now I'm really performant about training, but because I trained for so many years. And so right now I can do burpees and I can train, almost anyone. And I'm training with my nephew and niece because it's so funny and they love it. But it's exactly the same thing. The gratitude that you just explained, the thing that you have to do, the thing that you have to think that you explain also, it's like a training. You're training your mind in a certain way to think a certain way and changing it. So you're not going to see the result tomorrow. You're not going to see the result in 10 days because we're sorry. We don't have a plan to be better in 30 days. We don't sell it. Sorry about that. We're really bad entrepreneurs. Because I think there is a pain there. But the thing is, that's it. And I think like we're reaching the time. So I'm just going to finish on something and I will let you finish, which is a last quote from Les Brown, because I love that quote and I just want to say it because I put it on my Instagram. You have to realize, and I'm going to read it. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to read it. It's not coming from my mind. You have my phone here. See, it's on my, it's on my professional account. So because it really, it's from Live Your Dreams from Les Brown. You have to realize that there is something special within you, a basic goodness that you must choose to manifest in every way you can toward your family, your profession, and your planet. Each of us has something to offer. That's my take. I'll let you conclude that episode, Matt.
Oh man, I just say how happy I am when I when I hear quotes like that. When I hear people talking about being unique, that's just, for me, that's the message I want to bring out there. Most of us, we don't believe that. We don't believe that's true, that we all have something unique to bring to that world. I think most of people don't believe that, and I didn't believe it for most of my life.
Me too.
And but that's fucking true. Whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever your age, you all have one unique way of expressing life. And that's what you should strive for. And that's what you should do if you want to be happy. You are wired in a way that only one path will truly make you happy, will truly make you grateful. And that path is nothing, is not what people think it is for you. Only you can go inside and find that path. And you all, in fact, you not have to find it, you have to accept it. You already know it. All your life you have these little pieces of puzzle that told you, oh, you like that, you should go there, you should do that, whatever. So you already know it, but either you don't accept it, either you're not ready to act on it, either you don't believe that's you, or that you could do that. Whatever it is, there's something blocking you from seeing the truth, but it's there. You don't have to find it in a book. You don't have to go on a quest in thinking that you will find it somewhere. You gotta listen to it. It's there. It's there. You just gotta listen to it and see it. That's why I always say, be yourself and have fun, because it can be hard, that road to be yourself. So you gotta have fun along the way. You gotta make everything fun in your life, because if you're going that path, you're not, don't think that when you will be yourself, you're gonna have fun or you're gonna be happy. No, you want to be happy now and be more of yourself every day, a little bit more. So that's why this quote is so powerful for me. Be yourself and have fun. It's now, it's in the present. Be more of you now and have more fun now. That's it. That's how I want to end it.
I think that's going to be the name of the episode.
Oh yeah. All the episode I was wondering, I wonder how we would call this episode. I feel it's a bit going every ways, but yeah. Well, what is it?
Be yourself and have fun.
I fucking love it. That's the episode. Yeah. Well,
thanks, Matt. Another session
thanks,
done.
man. Yeah. Another good discussion. So yeah, it's finished. See you next week.
See you next week.